Good evening, everyone. My name is Megan File, and tonight I will be giving you my TED Talk. Okay, to start off, what do you guys think of when you think of someone who has a disability? Generally, when you think of someone who has a disability, you think of that person having some type of visual problem, such as a missing leg, a missing arm, maybe they're in a wheelchair, maybe they have a service dog. So, that's not necessarily the case for everyone. When you look at me, for example, you see a white, young adult who is going to college, getting a degree, who looks like they have everything in life sorted out. But that's not always the case when you look at someone. So to start off, my name is Megan File, and I'm currently a student at Alma College. I'm a sophomore, and I'm also on the Alma College's women's soccer team. I'm a forward, and I'm number 15. Now, going off of that, previously in elementary school, I had many accomplishments. I was on the honor roll. I was involved with safeties, which you had to be very responsible to be a part of. Then going into middle school, I ran for the track team. I set a record for the mile time, a personal record. I won many competitions for us. Then, going into later middle school, I decided to play soccer. Now, when I decided to play soccer, it wasn't easy. You had to try out for the school, small town. So I live in a small town. You had to try out for the travel team. So when I went to try out, I really, really wanted to play. So I started trying out for the team in South Lyon, which is where I'm from. And I showed up and I tried to kick the ball, and I could kick it. I just mixed up my left foot and my right foot, which made it very difficult to play. So when you're playing soccer, the coach might say, pass with your right foot, pass with your left foot. And if you don't know your rights and lefts, it can get extremely frustrating to play. And it can be frustrating to other people when they think that you're not trying, but you're really trying extremely hard, but you just really don't know your left and right. So I tried out, I ended up making the team, I loved it, and I was working extremely hard to become the best possible player that I could. So, little did I realize that other parents at the time were talking behind my back. I know every team has those soccer parents who are just crazy, you're soccer moms all the time. But on my team, there were parents saying that they didn't want a player with a disability, like me, on the team. Now, they went behind my back and said this. I never knew at the time. My parents were, they were aware of this going on, but they did not tell me because I loved playing the game so much that they didn't want to shoot me down and let me know that there were other people that hated me on the team. And there was nothing that I could do about it. So, little did I realize it at the time, but my fellow soccer coach, Coach Mark, had taken me under his wing, and he really worked extra hard with me. I mean, he knew my issues. He knew that I had a learning disability, and he came to me, pulled me aside, and said, Megan, I know that you have something special in you. And when I was young at the time, I really didn't think that, I knew I was working hard, but I really didn't think that I had the ability to come and play at the college level. I never saw that at that time. So he brought me aside on the weekends. We trained, and I was called shooting practice. So I'd go and shoot on the goalies that he trained, and he'd teach me how to kick the ball, different moves to make, different areas on the goal that were extremely good. So I worked extremely hard, and he put all of his effort into me outside of the practices that we had. So we're going to stop there, and we're going to move on to how my family supported me through all of this. So my mom, dad, sister, younger sister, they had always been there for me. So although I was improving in soccer, and I was eventually doing great, I was on top of the world, I was still struggling in school. Now, I would work extremely hard in school, but I would come home, try to do my homework, and my mom would have to sit with me for countless hours, and she would just sit there and re-explain the techniques, re-explain everything that I needed to do, so in a way in which I would understand it, which helped me a ton. And it seemed like it was nice and easy, but it did take a lot of time, and it was extremely frustrating at times, because like, you going to school, you're spending all day learning the same material, and you're just mixing numbers up. I'd come home, I'd write the sentences, I'd write words backwards, I'd mix up the numbers, I'd mix up the addition, subtraction symbols. So it was just frustrating, but possible. I kept my mind straight, I kept working extremely hard, and everything ended up being okay. So along this journey of my life with a disability, I have faced many different obstacles. So when I started playing for my travel team, as I said, there were parents that just were very frustrated with me, and I didn't know that at the time again. So this caused me to develop extreme anxiety when I was playing, when I was at school. So all of this nonsense it made me develop extreme anxiety. I wanted to be the best. And when I went out, I'd be scared to mess up, because if I messed up, I'd be, taken out of the game. I would be, oh no, your child's not good. If I messed up in school, oh no, you're getting bad grades. So it was a lot of information being jammed on my head. And also another obstacle that I had faced happened now, when I was a couple years ago looking at different colleges to go to. So I went on many different college tours because I was being recruited again to play collegiate soccer. And one of the schools that looked at me was Siena Heights University. I went to the school, the coach was nice, the campus was beautiful. I was like, okay, so I sat down in the admissions office, talked to the admissions lady, and she gave me all the information, about the school. You guys know when you go on a college tour. And she looked at me, because I had asked what they do for disabilities, because I should know how the school handles students with disabilities. That's a huge concern that you should be aware of. She looked at me dead straight in the eye and said, "You don't look like you have any problems." That itself, it deeply angered me. Obviously I didn't go there, but that's just showing you that people are oblivious to individuals who have disabilities that you can't see. Like, again, you look at me, you would never know that I have a disability. People don't know that I have dyslexia and a learning disability. You look at me and you don't think that. That is just something that most people don't think. So, in addition, going off of that, people also think that I just have, my classmates, for example, you guys, you think that, okay, she has no problem learning anything, she must get straight A's. Okay, I do get very good grades, but it takes a lot more time, a lot more energy to get those good grades than it would any other general student. So it's just, you want to make sure that you're aware of people who have disabilities. So you just want to make sure that when you look at any other individuals, you are not judging. You're not thinking, okay, they look normal, they must have it all. She looks like she has all the designer clothes, she must have it all. Because you do not know what is going on inside their life. You do not know that they may have some type of disability. Just because they look just fine doesn't mean that they have a disability. And since someone might have a disability, it's okay, and you can help them. You guys can just aid them and say, oh, you don't get what we're doing here? Let me just explain to you in a different way. So it's not necessarily that the person is incapable of doing anything. It's just that they just need something explained in a different way. They need accommodations, such as having a test read, additional time on the test, teacher copied notes for them. That's all they could need. Okay? And just because someone has a disability doesn't mean that they're incapable of doing anything. It means someone who has a disability still has the same exact power as any other student their age to complete anything in life. So it's just extremely important that if you get anything out of this TED Talk, it is that when you look at individuals, you just keep an open mind. Okay? You just keep thinking that you don't know where they're coming from, and you need to take everything into consideration, because they might have an extremely time understanding what is easy to you, and it might not be so easy for them. So, thank you for watching my TED Talk. I hope you have a good evening. Bye-bye.